You think I have a Gundam style haircut? Are they crazy?
You do look like.
Really? What's that guy's name? I don't even know his name.
Sai. It's just 3 letters.
Sai?
It's 3 letters. I don't know why I did mess that up.
I didn't mess it up. I just never knew what it was. Oh look,
About 48
Bob is
billion
here.
views on YouTube. I figured you might know who he is.
there's like 700 million, I think.
Who?
He's gonna cross 1 billion soon.
I don't. Yeah, maybe.
Pass Bieber.
Who? Gundam style guy?
He's at
Passed
800
Bieber.
million.
Yeah,
800
passed
million?
Bieber. He passed Bieber. That's all that matters.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
All right, hold on. We gotta do this. Dude, you smell really bad.
Thank you.
Jesus, get off.
Oh, jeez.
Stop it.
Well, someone found your Emerson knife, by the way. Yep, dead serious.
Ouch. Where?
In a box that got sent to them.
I think it's just some kid
really?
saying that.
Yeah, sure. Prove it. Pixar, it never happened.
I remember when someone said that to me last time.
Jeez.
Okay, so if you are joining us from last time and was waiting around for us to do the Q&A session that we never got around to,
We sort of, not really.
no, we talked way too long about whatever it is that we were talking
Starcraft.
about.
Yeah, we
StarCraft.
Did the Gran Turismo thing ever happen?
No, Gene bailed on us, go figure.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Gene bailing?
Gene
Whoa,
bailed on us for
for
his
sure.
girlfriend? What? That never happens.
Oh, man. So many stories.
Yeah.
You remember? Wait, Gene doesn't watch the show, does he?
I don't know, who cares?
I won't say these jokes.
Yeah.
They can hear everything I
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
God
so-
dang it.
Don't worry. Well, Bob, please stop slamming the table.
Yeah, if you could refrain, that'd be great.
How does that
I'm
screw
just gonna
up?
hold the Springer pistol over here, and every time somebody just says something like, "Shh, no, bad."
The pop from that is gonna. The pop from that's gonna make a loud noise anyway. But yeah, we'll
Loud
take your
noises.
questions for like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. You know, this show's not really scripted, so to speak. So, what do I think about the G&G Sock M14? I like it.
I love socks. They're so
Yeah.
good.
I like wool socks, especially in the winter.
Dude, I have some really mountaineering wool socks on last night
From
while I was showing my
REI,
computer.
right?
Have you guys heard about the socks from Bass Pro Shop that have a lifetime warranty?
Lifetime?
Yeah, they're like $4 or $5. You get the socks, and if they ever like fray or whatever, go back in, get in the socks, they give you a new pair.
I don't believe that.
No. Ephraim, you know the balloon guy that goes for sales?
Mhm.
He works at Bass Pro Shop. He's like, yeah, Bob,
What?
we got these lifetime warranty
For
socks.
reals?
That's just to get you in the door.
You know what
For
I'm gonna do?
reals.
I'm gonna start a business where we go around giving those socks to homeless people with the certificates, and then basically homeless people will be warned for their entire lives of being homeless.
If they can get to a Bass
If
Pro
they
Shop.
can get to a Bass Pro Shop,
There'll be a line
they're
outside.
kind of
it.
few and far between.
Yeah,
There's
there
not
aren't
a whole
many.
lot of them,
There's
especially in
one.
California.
There's one. I know where one is.
Yeah, I know where one is too. All right.
it's-
Next question.
You should answer that one.
Wow, your shoe is untied.
You can't see that.
What? Would I recommend a KWA USP or a KWA M22?
226.
Oh, M226. That's correct. I just cut off the 6 for some reason. I didn't even see it. I would recommend the USP because I like the grip on that gun a lot better. But to be honest with you, KWA makes really good pistols. So whether you get the 226 or you get the USP, you're going to have a solid gun either way.
I would agree with that.
So find the one that you like the looks the best, that you shoot the best, and feels best in your hand. And if you don't have the opportunity to do that, then flip a coin because, like I said, it's going to be a good pistol no matter what you get.
That's true.
You pretty much can't go wrong. with
You
those.
can't really go wrong with KWA pistols, and we're actually going to have a little discussion about KWA pistols versus Tokyo Marui pistols because I don't really think anyone else can match. I mean, there is Western Arms out there, but I mean, I think a lot more players out there use TM or KWA pistols.
Someone was asking about the internals on the Flaming Hawk, basically the internals on the G4 series.
They're solid.
Well, no, they're asking about the internals, like, how do they stack up against, like, other stuff, or, like, they heard the internals weren't as great as other things.
To say that, yeah, obviously the internals aren't as great as the KWA internals or the VFC internals, but the internals are certainly a lot better than some of the other Chinese-made clone guns out there. I mean, it's a mid-range gun. I mean, you're talking about a G4 that's in the neighborhood of like $200, give or take, between $200 and $280 or so.
Yeah.
That's not as expensive as the KWAs, but it's a lot more pricey than some of the Echo 1 and JG guns. And so you're gonna get the quality that's right in between there. So it's a good mid-range gun. And we've tested out the G4s extensively with numerous lithium polymer batteries, and they hold up really well. And we've done numerous drop tests. We dropped them from like 8 and 9 feet, and so the gun is solid through and through. And really, there's no to say that they're not as good as other guns.
And the thing is, like, the rail setups and, like, the custom setups you have, like, you're saving a lot of money on not only the internals, but also the externals. Like, you're saving money
Yes.
in, like,
That's exactly the point behind the G4, is that for $250 or $280 you get a gun with a customized rail system. We have the Daniel Defense rail systems on there. We have many other type of rail
The new
systems.
Rec 7s that just came out.
yeah.
Exactly.
That's
So
true.
you have that custom build. If you wanted to take a gun, let's just say a VFC M4E series, it's $280. You got standard handguards and maybe a crane stock.
Yeah, you're going to pay a lot more
You're
on
gonna
that.
pay
just-
$110 for another rail system if you know how to put it on yourself.
And then $40 if you don't.
if
know
you
how to put it on
don't and you don't
yourself.
have the right tools. So I mean, that's what the G4 is. It's a custom gun right out of the box because you have all of the unique stuff already on it.
See.
What are you talking about? I just joined. You'll be able to catch this on YouTube later, so don't worry about that.
Well,
what is my favorite spring
It depends.
pistol?
Did you hit record on the camera?
Yes, it's recording.
Okay, that's
Huh. Yeah, it was a red dot.
This guy. Is my wife into airsoft? No. Not at all.
We can talk about some of the things she is into, though.
She doesn't do?
No, she does do. Like, let's see, basketball,
She's
initial
into basketball.
D,
She
working
likes
on her
initial
car.
D. I do a lot of the work on her car. She likes to like hold things while I do the all the
I
muscle
do
work.
that too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just sit there and
exactly.
supervise.
Exactly. No, I took my wife airsofting once, long time ago, and she got shot in the leg and has never gone back since because it was so painful. But you know what? It was at Steelhawk, that little CQB closet.
Oh, that's close.
It was extremely close.
Yeah.
And so she got butt hurt, I guess leg hurt, I guess you could say, because she got hit in the leg and she hasn't been back since. So she's not really into airsoft.
No, Massey Papaya 37, you did not miss anything super important.
The
Just
difference
went by.
between the FPS reducers for the KW MP7? I'm not
No.
sure I understand that question.
There are two FPS reducers, actually. There's the KWA low power bolt,
And then
and
the
there's the
flute valve.
DangerWorks flute valve.
Yeah.
So far as to my knowledge, I mean, I've used the flute valve. That drops the FPS on the MP7 as well as the MP9 down to just below 350. I don't have any experience with the KWA low power bolt, but from what I've heard, from what I believe, it does the same exact thing, is that it reduces the FPS just below 350. I prefer the DangerWorks valve just because he's a very small company. I believe he's just one person, and he makes things for the airsoft market that he believes people want out there. And actually, there was no velocity reducer out for the
Until he
MP7.
made that one.
Yeah, until he made that. So, he was aware of the market pressure and realized that people wanted a submachine gun that actually played CQB
Indoors.
fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't buy one for a long time, is you couldn't take those guns out to CQB
Yeah,
fields.
yeah, that was a problem. In fact, I was talking with some of the guys at KWA when they were developing the MP7. One of the prototypes that they got and shot like over 600 FPS.
Oh!
And so obviously that shoots way too hard.
Counter sniper.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
December
But,
1st mystery box.
Oh, I need to go get the list of things
Go
that
get
goes
it, go
in
get
that
it.
mystery box.
Someone just asked me if I'm going to get the Chris Super V. I think that's what he said. It's a tough decision for me personally because as much as I want the Chris, shut up. As much as I need the Chris, I already have a gas submachine gun. I have my MP9. It works amazingly well. My dilemma is, do I get the Chris, or do I get the LM4, or do I wait for the gas AK, or do I wait for the ERG? I basically want another gas gun, and I want it to be a rifle this time. So my gut is telling me I may pass on the Chris just to have enough money to buy an LM4 or a gas AK. But I'm hoping we get to use one anyway. So, and actually, there's one fellow from Tim vs. Bob 2 that got a redemption for a KWA Chris, and I'm sure he's eagerly awaiting it as much as we are here at GI. So hopefully it'll come out very soon. Hey, what's up, AI Ralphter?
I don't know where that paper is.
Has anyone won the water bottle redemption code thingy?
Nope.
No!
Nobody's redeemed it
So there you go. We actually just sold one to, I believe, Gregory Wong, who's stationed over at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. So he's got one with the rest of his kit.
He's going to be doing a jump. I told him to take some pictures when he jumps out.
This is a good
Yeah,
question.
static line jump.
AEG versus gas.
Ooh. I personally side with gas just because I live in Southern California. It's a lot easier to use gas guns, and bar none, gas guns are more realistic.
I personally side with AEGs because they are more functional, I think, as an airsoft gun. But, each of them have their pros and cons.
Yes.
But AEGs are definitely better.
You're full of crap.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is your viewpoint on the Bravo MK98, Bob? I saw you did research.
Okay, who is the person who just asked that?
I don't think anyone did. He just
Night
Oh,
Shadow.
you just say-
Night Shadow Wolf.
Okay,
With one W, Shadow Wolf.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is the same person from before. I did look up the Bravo Mark 98 after the last live stream we did. You know, it looks like a really good package. I believe it's based off the op from Counter-Strike.
I'm sure that. Yes. Okay.
I mean,
Is it?
it looks like it.
Yeah.
It's, I believe, a $150 package. I think you get like a scope and a bipod. It says it fires 500 feet per second out of the box. I personally think that, you know, you're going to get what you pay for as far as sniper rifles go. It's, you know, it's $150. It fires 500 feet per second. You get some stuff you're going to want to snipe with it. But probably accuracy right out of the box, maybe not quantifiable or at least comparable to more expensive sniper rifles. But if you're thinking about getting into sniping, it's a really good package to get. It's a functional gun, but as far as like, you know, if you're planning on using it for years on end, it may not last as long as you'd hope. But yeah, definitely, if you're thinking about getting sniping, that's a good gun.
I think one of the key things about getting into one of the lower end sniper rifles that somebody always needs to be aware of is the upgradability. Because
Yes.
a lot of the low end sniper rifles are based off of a high end counterpart. For example, I believe that Bravo is based off of a Marusian MK96.
Oh, MK96, okay.
Yeah, and so they should be similar enough, they should use similar enough systems. Now, the best person to ask for that would be our tech department, but I know like the JG Bar 10 is based off the TMBSR 10, so a lot of their parts are compatible. So you can spend, you know, not a lot of money on your gun, but later on down the road, if you desire more performance, you can upgrade it because it is compatible with some of the higher end upgrade parts.
Yeah, I feel kind of spoiled. My Tanaka M700 right out of the box was just about ready to go. All I had to do was put it in a Type 4 inner barrel, and I was right as rain. So
That is kind of one of the benefits of having a gas sniper rifle is that the system is already made to shoot high, and because there's few moving parts and not very much stress on the parts, you can typically they're typically more reliable.
and there's not a lot to do like to upgrade the internals.
Exactly.
You're basically just going to upgrade the externals. So
Yeah, either the externals or like you did the Type 4 barrel. Some of them may have hop-ups available to, you know, increase their air seal a little bit, but I mean, for the most part, gas rifles out of the box, as far as sniping goes, are pretty solid.
All right, now folks are asking about Polar Stars, I believe.
Why are Polar Stars so expensive? Well, number one, there's no competition for them, so just based off of, you know, economics, they can charge pretty much whatever they want to because
True.
they don't have anybody regulating their prices. But number two, a lot of research and development went into building the fusion engine, so it's not really just something you can think of and throw into your CNC machine and just have it create. So the guys at Polar Star worked long hours for many months at a time, maybe even years. I don't know how long it took to develop the PR-15, but you know, they took a long time to develop something that would really radically change the airsoft market, and that's what it does. I mean, the Fusion engine is really unique, and it took a long time to develop. So I mean, you got to essentially what you're doing is you're paying them for all that hard work they did.
Yeah.
And additionally, they make their stuff out of good quality parts. So, I mean, you add those three things together, and you have a pretty pricey setup. But, you know, like Bob said earlier, you kind of get what you pay for. Like the Polar Star Fusion engine is, I don't want to say unbreakable, but it is extremely reliable because there are so few moving parts in there. You can change, you know, you can customize, I think, your FPS and your rate of fire just based off of how much air you want to use. The gun is, I mean, if you buy the PR-15 constructed from Polar Star, the externals are made by VFC, who we all know make fantastic externals. So, I mean, all that stuff's going to cost a little bit of money.
Now, one of the questions that directly relates to that is they were asking, is there blowback in the Polar Star? Now, unless they've made some new add-on, all the Polar Stars I've fired do not have blowback. It's
Yeah.
basically the gun itself is just the conduit
It's like
through
a
which...
BB hose.
Yeah. So
I think that they were developing something for
a recoil kit, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know that
I haven't heard anything
currently we
out
have
on the
anything
market.
available,
Yeah. I personally don't like Polar Stars much, just because I like feeling like recoil on the gun.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I'm holding a fire hose.
Definitely. No, the fun factor definitely isn't there with Polar Stars. I think we talked about this a little bit on our last live show. But, I mean, it's definitely cool. It's definitely the next step, I think, potentially, where Airsoft could be going. It's kind of weird that, you know, you get a company like Polar Star that, you know, they kind of see the future of Airsoft going in their direction with the high-power air and that stuff because it's really reliable. And KWA has this whole other vision where, you know, Airsoft seems to be going more into gas guns. So, you know, KWA is developing a lot of gas stuff. and it's kind of reverting in that direction. So they're kind of splitting ways as far as where the future of airsoft is going.
It'll be interesting to see where it goes, and I think that's one of the great things about capitalism. Everyone's trying their own thing to make the best gun, make the most money. So
Yeah, well, whoever buys the most is definitely going to be the deciding factor.
Touché,
So
yeah.
we'll see who sells more guns.
Yeah.
Polestar or KWA.
so many questions. So
I know.
fast.
High caps versus mid caps. I don't really think you can compare the two.
Oh, when I started out airsofting, some of my guns came with high capacity magazines, but I would always get the mid caps and then use the high cap as a last resort, just because I personally really like when my gun goes black, like just runs out of BBs, and I have to go for my sidearm. Those situations feel very cinematic to me. I know you don't normally carry a sidearm on, you just carry a lot of extra mags.
Well, I carry a lot of extra mags. I do carry a sidearm sometimes, but I very rarely use it, even if I, go black, as you say. I would just reload. But, I don't know. I mean, high caps are kind of neat. I like using them for indoor play because usually it's really fast-paced and reloading. If you're reloading for like 3 seconds, that could be the 3 seconds where you get shot. So
that's why I like
the
sidearm.
less you reload, the more chances you have to live. So that's one of the reasons why I like high caps. But I remember talking to Chan Woo Kim, one of the players on our team, about this guy has been airsofting for years, way before airsoft was popular in America. So Chan Woo moved to America from Korea. And went to a real gun store with like a Tokyo Marui catalog and was like, hey, I want to buy this gun, and they brought him a Colt, like a real Colt, and he was like, no, this thing shoots BBs, and then he was arguing with the gun guy, like, no, this isn't a toy, this is a real gun. I'm like, Chan was, no, it's a toy, it's an airsoft gun, and they had no idea what it was. It was like late 80s, early 90s when he moved here. They had no idea what airsoft was.
It was still over in Japan, like they had the pump-up guns.
Yeah, but it was really at its infancy. So like TM didn't even come out with the gearbox until like 92 or 93 or something like that. And this guy's been playing airsoft since before that.
Yeah.
And so, airsoft finally catches up with Chan Woo Kim while he's living here in America. And then, at that time, they only had mid-caps. And then...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the early airsoft guns only had mid-caps. TM didn't come out with the high cap until later on.
I saw that commercial for that, too. That's funny.
But, I mean, Chan Woo was telling us this story. I don't know if you were there for this, but, he was like... He was bunkered down, like somebody was firing way over his head. I think it was him and maybe Eric or Vince that he was bunkered with. And he was like, okay, as soon as this guy reloads, we're going to pop up, we're going to own him, right? Any day now, as soon as he reloads, it's like...
Come on.
Yeah, it's like the first high cap experience that Chan Woo experienced. Like, what the hell is this guy? How does he shoot so much? And then later on, after the game, he found, I was like, what the hell is wheel at the bottom? 300 rounds? How do you do this? Like, because TM mid-caps at that time only held 68 rounds. Yeah. And so, you've got 5 times as many BBs in a high cap than you do in an M4 mid-cap. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just think stories like that are funny, especially since that was airsoft before I got into it, so I didn't even know these type of things existed.
Well, definitely at most of the larger milsim games, you're required to use mid-cap. You can't use a high-capacity magazine unless you're usually running a saw or some sort of squad automatic weapon. So
that's what keeps it kind of neat. The fact that you regulate the ammo capacity for certain players on the field, and it really kind of gives an advantage to the squad automatic gunner.
Well, it's also like, you're carrying such a heavy piece of equipment out there, you might as well have some sort of upside to it. So.
But it's kind of neat, too, that, like, you're talking about, like, the Milsim, like the Lion Claws games, and that you can only really have one saw gunner per squad. So not everybody's running around there with squad automatic weapons, even though that might be kind of a cool battle in and of itself.
Everyone with saws?
Yeah, why not? Just...
Yeah, it's funny. When we went to ITS, like, someone having a saw has a slightly different meaning.
A saw?
Yeah.
Like a real saw, like a chainsaw?
Yeah.
Like chopping the doors and people.
There's the guy with the saw. No, that's the guy with the saw.
Yeah, Steve from ITS was talking about it. That was part of the breaching kit or something like that.
Yeah.
A breaching chainsaw, mind you. So.
A breaching chainsaw?
Not only
How is
is it
that
a
different
chainsaw,
from a regular chainsaw?
Very different.
It has, spikes to, like, if you hit the door or
It's
whatever,
like,
it'll
stops.
stay there. So that
Yeah.
way you're not, like, jumping all over the place.
Okay, yeah.
It has a brake already built into it, so you can just, like, I don't know, it's super crazy.
It's got a
You can stop
backpack.
the
It's got a backpack like that you run with it on with a backpack, and then basically someone takes it off.
Somebody was airsofting with this piece of equipment?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. And here, check this out. This is the one smart thing I did. Steve was like, "Hey, Bob, you could totally like be the guy that carries this, or be the guy that uses this." And I looked over at Josh. and was like, maybe I can avoid death just this once, because I was thinking about the propane tanks, the car accident. I was like, you know what? I really want to do this. I think this would be really cool, but I can see this going bad so fast.
Yeah, especially for you.
Yeah,
you are the most accident-prone guy that I know of.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, pretty badly.
What tree?
No tree for 3 miles, man.
Oh, 3 miles? I thought it was 30 miles. That's
No,
a
no,
lot
no,
better,
no. It's 3 miles.
Yeah. Tim, shout out. There you go.
Airsoft Junkie 22. That's his channel.
What are you talking about?
He wanted
That
you
was
to.
Foxtrot.
He says, Bob, can you do a shout out for Airsoft Junkie 22? That's my channel.
I was looking
smiley
at
face.
Foxtrot Mitch.
Oh, HD. Foxtrot Mitch HD.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. What year's my M3? 95.
For shame.
So it is 6:15, so we will have to conclude the Q&A for a little bit here and actually move on to these like plethora of stuff that we have to talk about.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about.
I would love to come to Valhack sometime. Someone just said.
Are you kidding me?
Someone just said like they would like us to come to Valhack.
Oh. Oh. Okay. I would like to go there too.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get on talking about what we're going to talk about. We've got a little bit of stuff on our plate right now. First thing I want to talk about is the HK lineup of guns. Some of you that follow our Instagram may have noticed, but I had HKS type us up a very nice little report, about HK guns. So why don't you go ahead and hand me that bad boy right there, Josh. I think the HK needs to become the new M4, if you know what I mean. I mean, like, because it is, like, in real life, but, like, for Airsoft, like, pretty much we got, the G&G TR 418, and then we have this thing. There aren't other really any, like, high-end 416s out there. And
Just these.
Yeah, and so the 416 is kind of an improved design on the original M4, as a lot of you know. Obviously, it looks the same. It holds the same magazines. Well, it doesn't look the same. It looks similar. But, the real HK 416 is a piston-driven recoil system as opposed to the original gas impingement system. So what that does for the real gun is that it prevents as much carbon fouling inside the, inside the combustion chamber, inside, the body of the gun, and it also reduces a little bit of the heat transfer from the gases getting into the chamber and stuff like that. For Airsoft, that doesn't mean anything other than that we have a really cool gun now that we can replicate for Airsoft use. But, there's actually quite a wide range of 416s out there, so that's kind of what we're going to be going over today. This is our standard 416. As you can see, it's like a CQB model. We've added a couple of accessories to it. Accessories.
Good recover. Yeah, we definitely have the
No,
hollow
I said
sight.
accessories the first time.
No, I know. I'm just saying before. You know how I usually say KWA incorrectly. KWA. Yeah, but
I never knew that there was a problem with the way you said KWA until somebody pointed it out, and I didn't even think it was that bad.
Until somebody, there are like 50 billion people on YouTube.
No, I know. Like, but before the YouTube comments, I was like, it's KWA, whatever. Like,
I don't know.
KWA.
Just my new tongue.
You just say it fast, KWA.
Well, I used to say it okay before, like the accident.
KWA. You
It's
don't
just-
really need to emphasize the W, do you?
Well, I do to say it correctly now. Before, like, if I just say it regularly, KWA. It just
Sounds fine to me. I guess.
I don't know. Well, with the tongue getting sewn up, I had to just kind of make an extra effort to say it correctly. But enough said. Back to this gun itself. I mean, the accessories we put on here really aren't a whole lot. It's just vertical foregrip with flashlight. We got a hollow sight in here. It already comes with these iron sights.
Yeah.
Badass stock. I really like what they did with this. It looks really cool. It's got an extra recoil pad on there, which isn't going to make it as functional for Airsoft. But again, looks really cool. It's really comfortable. Probably my favorite part, which sounds really stupid, is this hand grip. It's very comfortable to hold. It's texturized in the right place, but it's actually just, the shape of it, I guess, fits in your hand a lot better than
It's
basic
not stupid
M16
at all
grips.
because if you're at a game and you're holding onto your gun for hours and hours at a time,
Yeah.
then you're gonna want to have a comfortable pistol grip that's not gonna make your hand cramp up or anything like that. Especially when you add accessories to your gun, you're gonna add a significant amount of weight to it.
That's true. That's true. Especially with these vertical foregrips, that definitely does add a lot of weight. Now, someone's asking what type of hollow sight this is.
Element Bravo. It's one of the cheaper replica EOTechs out there. It's not like a name brand or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. As far as like hollow sights go, you've got your Chinese-made clones and stuff like that. Hurricane is actually one of the companies that made a really good EOTech replica, but you really can't find those these days. So your options are pretty much one of these, which are really hard to find these days also, or a real EOTech.
Which is expensive.
Really expensive.
Yeah.
But
Looks cool.
let's move on to the next model. Ross, can you hand me the IAR? It's the 416 with the longer barrel.
Yeah.
And I believe it has the ACOG on it. Not that one, the other long barrel one.
Now, what I like about the
Yes.
M27 IAR is I believe this is possibly the new machine gun they were going to be using with the Marines. They've been trying to look for something that's, you know, not the saw, that's something you can take indoors.
You want to put this in there?
Yeah. Something you can take indoors to, I guess, do, you know, close quarter battle a lot better, or at least more functionally than you can with a basic saw. It's
Yeah.
a lot harder to go around corners, you know, to function. And this is similar to what they've come
Okay,
up
so
with.
what you're talking about, Bob, is replacing what the military or the Marines specifically are doing. And I'm not. Are you sure that's just the Marines?
As far as I know, the M27 IAR individual assault rifle,
Mhm.
that's specifically Marine Corps project.
Okay. So they want to replace the heavy, bulky, 20-plus pound M249 with one of these. Now, it seems counterintuitive because you don't have the magazine capacity, but,
Unless you use the Surefire mags.
well, I mean, the key point that you already pointed out is that the military wants the saw gunners to be able to go indoors, to not have such a bulky weapon,
Yes.
and to have more accuracy.
But also to be, I guess, combat effective when you go indoors.
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that the IAR can offer because it is much more slim, I guess you could say, than an M249.
See.
And apparently it's more reliable and more accurate also.
Now, I don't believe this type of bipod actually comes with like the.
No, I mean, none of this comes with it. Okay, so what we did here, not we, Frank. What Frank did is he took a stock 416, which is what you saw earlier, and added the IAR kit, which includes this extended rail system. It includes a barrel extension so that it's the right length barrel. And it also includes this, like, I really like this QR code right here on the side of the body with the cage number and everything like
Oh,
that. So this
yeah.
is how, like, they log in and log out the guns that are being checked
In the
and
armory?
checked out. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, I mean, they use the QR code, and so it adds that little bit of authenticity. And it also comes with this charging handle latch.
Oh
right there.
yeah, those are like the cool.
Yeah,
quick latch,
exactly.
yeah.
So that you can rack your rounds and get your rounds in your chamber in and out really quickly. It's much more efficient than the stock charging handle levers. So that's what the IAR kit includes. So Frank installed all of these things on our stock 416 and has made a fabulous looking rifle out of it. But the accessories, sorry to cut you off, something that I had Andrew put on for us for this video.
Yeah, I just noticed it does come with flip up front and rear sights too on it already,
Mhm.
and I really like the sight.
I like this sight too with the doctor sight on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
so-
nice you can switch between like 3 to 4 times zoom and then
Mhm.
just red dot.
Yeah, this
So.
also is not a real doctor sight. I've actually, dude, ACOGs with the doctor sight on them, because you can buy them that way from Trijicon, are like, not only are they $2,000, but it's like impossible to get the doctor sight cover off of the doctor sight. So if you needed to, in a crunch situation, to like switch to your CQB sight, it is really hard to do
Why
quickly.
can't you just before you go in CQB just take it off?
You could, but then you have this thing clinking around and just.
Well, there's
You know what I mean?
there's
Like,
a
it's
reason
not-
why. I mean, I'm sure there's a place where you can attach it or you just paracord
Or
this
they
up.
should just make just an ejection button, like pop, like you know those Bushnell like scope things with the
Yeah,
red
yeah,
button. That would be really cool to have for that.
Yeah, well, that would be.
Yeah, but this is the M27 IAR, the infantry automatic rifle.
Is it? I thought it was individual.
According to my researcher here, which was done by
Yeah,
Hong Kong Haley.
He's probably right. I last time I saw an article on the IAR was quite a while ago in Soldier of Fortune. So
Yeah, but I believe he set this up so that it could be functional as an IAR. So if you're patrolling around, you've got the vertical grip. But if you need to lay down sustained fire down range, then you can put the bipod down and shoot that way. But it is a really, really comfortable
Yeah.
and really nice gun. I really
kind
am
of
digging
scary
this
looking
thing.
too. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, he did a good job with the accessories, with the Surefire, the PEC 15. You know, the long rail allows you to have both the vertical grip and the bipod on there, which I think is really, really cool.
Or if you feel randy, you can get the grip pod.
You could get the grip pod and just deploy it.
Actually, even though the grip pod looks a little bit stupider, I find it so much more functional.
Stupider?
More stupid.
More
I don't know.
stupid?
It doesn't look as tactical as a lot of the grips on the market, but as far as functionality goes,
Oh yeah, definitely.
it's great.
Super duper functional. What's cool is that the grip pod actually comes with the G&G Scar.
Really?
Yeah, I believe it comes
Huh.
with it. Or at least they used to. I know the first run of Scars had grip pods in them. Maybe they don't anymore, but that's kind of a unique accessory to. I have to emphasize accessory the same way you emphasize.
Yeah,
KW.
because just force of habit, you go accessories.
Accessories.
Yeah.
Accessories. All right, so the next gun up on our list is the standard 417. So I believe it's that short one with the can on there, Ross. Good thing you're here. Josh totally bailed on us.
Yeah, where the heck did he go?
I don't know. Said his computer cut out or something like that. So, the 417
Wow.
is the more badass version of the 416. It's basically a 416 that shoots 7.62 rounds. Again, for Airsoft, doesn't really mean a whole lot for us other than we get to have a really, really cool gun.
I didn't think we were going to do any
have.
custom 417s because we only had like 5.
Well, there's not really much custom on this. It's a 417 with, I think Frank changed out the barrel
Yeah.
to put the Surefire can on there. But for those of you that saw the Franksgiving intro, this is the gun that Frank was putting together.
Yeah.
In that intro for us, so it's kind of a cool gun. Obviously, the 7.62 magazine adds a little bit of heft to it, and this thing is really, really cool looking. I really like the short 417 look to it because the barrel extension adds a little bit of length to it, but if you kind of think about the gun ending right there with the 7.62 magazine, it's a pretty awesome thing to think about.
Well, I mean, to be honest, the last time I saw one of these, like, it didn't have any accessories on it, and with all these accessories, it looks so much cool. I mean, it already looked really cool, but I really...
Anytime you want your gun to look cool,
Well,
put accessories on it.
Yeah.
The unique thing that I think... Hand me that magazine, Bob. No, this one, please. Okay. These guns are made by VFC. Both the 416 and the 417 are made by VFC. And one thing that VFC does really well, I mean, we already know that they make good internals and externals, is they replicate the magazines extremely well. So as you can see, this gun has fake 7.62 bullets inside. It even has a fake spring with a, what is it called, a follower here.
Yep.
And so on the outside, this looks like a very, very realistic gun, but this is a 100-round mid-capacity magazine. We don't have the 416s up here anymore, but the 416s have a high-cap mag that comes with it, but in the interest of looking realistic, VFC did not put a winding wheel at the bottom.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, there's actually a tool that you insert into the side of the magazine.
Oh,
that
that's
you
what
wind it
that
up with.
was.
So, I mean, to the naked eye, if you're just looking at it, not only does it have a really cool HK logo on it, but... there's no winding wheel, so it doesn't give it as a giveaway for an airsoft gun. I like that feature a lot, actually.
Yeah, no, and the bolt looks really awesome, too.
No, the bolt looks cool. Also, that it disappears completely from the ejection chamber is really neat, and it makes a really nice noise when you release it like that.
It just feels incredibly solid, too.
It is incredibly solid, Bob.
If we
It's a
didn't have
VFC gun.
If we didn't have so few of these, I would almost purchase one myself.
You can buy one, Bob. Nobody's gonna miss it. Everyone's gonna be appreciative of
think
things
so?
in your hands. Why not? Just get a 417. But yeah, I mean, the 417 is definitely a really cool gun. As if it couldn't get any cooler, we have a special edition version, which is going to be the last one we're going to look at. We just put up the video for this thing, like today, I think. And we also, Bob and I kind of covered this gun briefly in a previous live stream. But yeah, this is the special edition 417 that Umarex / Elite Force has released for this holiday season. Individually serialized, there's only 350 of them made. And this is really cool. I mean, it's just a 417 with a 20-inch barrel version, and it's just a really awesome, unique gun.
I mean, it looks like a DMR setup, basically. And,
It's supposed to be. It's exactly what it's supposed to be.
now, unless I'm missing my guess, I believe 1 out of the 5 of these that we have is going to Ryan at Airsoft HD.
Yeah, if he hasn't purchased it yet, I don't know what his holdup is. He should have bought it already. Is he on here, Mr. Baracus? I don't see him.
No.
Yeah, but Ryan has requested that we not sell one until he can purchase it. I think he may be waiting on his brother, Tim Pankratz, who also wants an SSR, so I think they're going to do like the dual DMR setup thing. Wood is calling us. It's interesting. I think he just called me.
Do you want to take it?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Wood. Wood. Hello?
Butt dial!
Oh, he hung up.
Okay.
I don't think he butt dialed you because he called me just now. I didn't answer it though.
Well, maybe butt dial both of us. Jeez. God.
But S and B don't, or he'll do H, S and H aren't anywhere near each other.
Well, T and B are right close. Oh, wait. No.
There's no possible way this could happen. Okay, but yeah, I mean the 417 is a cool gun. The whole lineup of HK guns is like really awesome.
I really like that last one. God.
I like them all, to be honest with you. I mean, Josh was actually thinking about, buying an AEG, and so he was deciding between his KWA and the 416. And
Yeah.
I personally told him to go with the 416. Somebody convinced him of the KWA instead, which isn't a bad choice, but...
It worked out well for him with Tim versus Bob 3.
Oh, yeah, definitely, but you
Yeah.
just don't have that whole HK, like...
Yeah, it's so nice to have, like, one of the trademarks and all this other, like, the finishing stuff they do on the on the
The
actual
trademarks
receiver.
are important. It's that little extra touch of realism.
Yeah.
Like, even if you have an AEG, you know, it's not as realistic as a gas blowback gun, but having the real gun trademarks on there is kind of like the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we're going to discuss a little bit later on when we talk about TM versus KWA. But, I mean, I think we can get to that right now. You don't have a KWA pistol with you, do you?
No.
That's too bad.
Do you want me to go get one?
Do you have one in your gear? There should be some in that cabinet right there. Why don't you go grab one of those? KWA versus TM. I'm sure a lot of you are interested in what we have to say about this. Okay, the reason why we brought it up, KWA versus TM, I believe between the two companies, they make the best pistols on the market. So this is going to be a pistol-only discussion. So obviously TM and KWA, they both make, you know, AEGs. You know, they're all both great in their own respect, but we're going to be limiting this discussion to just talking about their gas blowback pistols, because obviously TM makes those AEPs, those electric pistols. Or at least they used to. They don't really anymore. KWA makes some awesome gas blowback pistols. I have owned both of them, and I currently do not own any Tokyo Marui pistols, although I am a big advocate for their stuff.
I currently own a Tokyo Marui pistol. Not as big an advocate for it. I believe it's a SIG P226. Got the full metal body kit, got the high flow valve. It was really fun for the first like 6 months, maybe almost a year, but just after that, like, you know, the gas magazines would leak. Like, I'd get into a hairy situation where I'd be facing down 10 people, and I get like 2 BBs out, and the gun goes.
Well, the thing about gas guns and most higher end stuff is that you really have to take care of it if you want it to last a long time. So the TM guns are more of a precision machine as a precision tool as opposed to like a blunt object or tool that I'm sure that you are used to using.
Yeah, I don't have a good track record of taking care of my equipment.
But that's one of the things I want to talk about. So I think on the subject of build quality, let's start with that. Tokyo Marui versus KWA.
Build quality, as far as KWA goes, I would say is really up there because, I mean, first of all, we've got this is the KWA Mark II 1911. I have this exact same gun except for mine is in black. The build quality is exceptional. It's a full metal pistol. You know, ready to shoot, take the range right out of the box. I can't think of anything I want to upgrade on this except maybe like, you know, some low visibility sights. Maybe add a flash on here, get a, you know, crazy ass holster for
that's
it.
add-ons.
Yeah, that's
build
add-on
quality. I don't think that anyone can really dispute that KWA's build quality is top notch. I would say that Tokyo Marui's build quality is still like right up there. Now, the thing that's really different about TM stuff is that they are made out of plastic, and that's the big deciding factor for a lot of guys that, you know, are looking to buy a pistol. Nobody really wants to buy a plastic pistol these days and upgrade them.
Now, I may be incorrect, but I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I believe the 5 and 7, the actual pistol is polymer.
I think that you may be correct, but
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I happen to have a TM57 in front of me, but other guns that Tokyo Marui makes, like the
Correct.
1911, even though the real one is made out of metal, the Tokyo Marui version will be made out of plastic. Now, just because it's made out of plastic does not mean that it is of bad quality. In fact, I used my TM High Kappa 5.1 with the plastic slide on it for years. Years I've used that gun with a plastic slide on it, and I ran green gas through it, which is not recommended by anybody because it's a little too powerful for a plastic slide.
Shatter the slide, yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it though. For years I ran that gun, I did not have an issue running green gas through it, and like I said, I took care of the gun, I didn't drop it often.
I was waiting for that.
Sometimes, but you know what? The plastic that Tokyo Marui uses is not bad plastic. It's very durable, it's very pliable, you know, it'll rebound and flex on impact instead of, you know, cracking like some of the cheaper plastics would, but you know, the TM build quality is still really good.
There's a team, I think they're called Cloud9. I don't know if they're around anymore, but I know those guys, for the majority of the team, use 5 and 7 pistols. And I saw them playing. They were wrecking house with them. It's a great gun. I mean, it functioned well in the field. I don't know how many rounds this holds, but they were definitely putting quite a few down range. But
I liked using the 5.7 in Counter-Strike just because it was one of those unique pistols that not a lot of players used.
I really liked using it as well until I found out how much damage it did in the game, and it was like next to nothing.
Yeah, that's why they give you like a 25-round mag to it. But, you know, you go into those servers where, you know, they rank you by a gun, and, you know, since nobody really uses the 5.7, if you use it a lot, you can have like the #1 rank for that gun. You know, that's why I like using that. The 226 was a really popular gun. I use like the TMP or like the Sig 552, like because everyone uses the M9 and the AK.
Yeah.
Everyone uses the Deagle. Everyone uses the AWP, and so there's a lot of competition for those categories.
Now there is one thing I'm curious about TM that I know about KWA is that on the vast majority of their pistols you can't power stroke them. Like you can't rack it by just pulling it back like that. Because normally when your gun goes dry in a real steel gun, instead of just hitting the magazine release to I guess keep your gun working longer, you usually power stroke it by pulling this back and then it'll go forward on its own.
If there's no round in the magazine, then it won't work on any gun.
Correct, but I believe like even in these, like you can't power stroke them. I think that's like a major thing with most KWA guns and most airsoft guns.
Are you referring to when there's a round in the magazine?
Yeah. Let's say you fire this dry.
No, you will be able to, because this little tab right here on the magazine is what controls the. Do you see how there's a window right here on the magazine? So when there's no BBs in there.
I know, but I pulled the tab down.
Oh really?
Yeah. See, I'm telling you, this is an issue for most airsoft pistols. Is that they haven't figured out how to incorporate the power stroking feature in there, and that's a pretty basic thing to do when you're training with real steel pistols. Is that when you reload, you're gonna pull it and power stroke it for the next one.
As far as I know, with the TM pistols, if you don't have this tab up, you should be able to power stroke it easily then.
Okay, well I know for at least the KWA ones you can't,
Huh.
and that's the only tiny thing I can think of. I do like hitting the magazine release, but I do know on real pistols that's not recommended for.
Yeah. I mean, the recoil spring on real guns is a lot stronger than what they are in airsoft guns.
Yes.
So I don't think that's as much of an issue. But let's go on to our next topic: TM versus KWA as far as realism goes.
Well, again, I'm going to come down on the side of KWA in most of these aspects, but I would go with KWA on this one for the fact that the guns are very realistic. They're made out of full metal. They function near enough the same way, except for the power stroking feature, which I just mentioned. The fact that most of TM's guns are made out of polymer or plastic, that takes away a lot from the realism.
Which wouldn't be a problem if the real gun is made out of polymer.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be that big of an issue
Yeah.
for that gun specifically. But as far as the rest of these guns go, there's a reason they're called professional training pistols.
Yeah,
Because
I'm not
they're
going to argue with you there. Like, definitely, KWA prides himself on making realistic, functioning, and feeling guns. One thing that is kind of a downer with KWA, and one of the reasons why I will side with Toki Marui on this particular case, is the trademarks.
Oh yeah.
They only have the licensing for the HK pistols, but that 1911 is, it's clearly a replica of a Kimber.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say Kimber anywhere on there. There are other guns, like the ATP doesn't even exist in real life. I mean, we all know what kind of gun the ATP is supposed to replicate, but that's not a real gun.
You want to say it?
Sure, it's supposed to be a Glock.
Okay, there you go.
It's supposed to replicate a Glock. But, Toki Marui does have the real gun licensing on their guns. Whether they're supposed to or not, they do.
Yeah.
But, if you're talking about realism, then yeah, KWA definitely takes the cake right there as far as build, materials, and functionality in most cases. But
And I believe-
without that little, like I said, the licensing and having the real gun trademarks is like the cherry on top of a lot of airsoft guns.
Now, as far as the rest of KWA guns go, like the MP7, the MP9, I believe they have the licensing for both of those.
No, definitely. All the HK guns that KWA makes are officially licensed by HK.
Yeah.
They have the HK trademarks on there. I don't know if the placement is where it's supposed to be. I have heard on some forums that it's just a little off, but who really cares? It's just as close. But like I said, the 1911 doesn't have any real gun trademarks on there. The ATP doesn't exist in real life. But another thing that we should talk about is the range of products. Now, KWA in my mind is kind of like, I always make car references, kind of like Porsche, because they don't have a lot of products. They have like the 1911, the M9, the 226. The whole USP.
The USP,
lineup.
the HK45s.
Yeah, all the HK lineups. But TM makes
they have
all
the
of the
TT33. They're getting into Russian pistols.
Yeah,
they have
and
Makarov.
they're expanding. But
Yeah.
for the really centralized core set of products that they make really well. Whereas TM kind of makes everything under the sun. They make the 5.7. They have the Deagle. They have the Deagle from like a Resident Evil game. Like
They have the Biohazard version.
Yeah,
they call it
Biohazard
Biohazard
version.
over in Japan, I believe.
Yeah, and then they have, I think Toki Marui makes, I don't know, did they make the M9 from Equilibrium? I thought they made that.
No, I believe.
I know they make a Glock from Ghost in the Shell, which is an anime.
Yeah.
So, Toki Marui has a much wider range of products than KWA does.
They've also been
make,
around
like,
for a lot longer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Toki Marui
Oh,
is
yeah.
one
Oh,
of
yeah.
the
Oh,
the
yeah.
pioneers of airsoft. you can say that easily. I was mentioning that story earlier with Chan Woo Kim about how they developed the high cap. That just goes to show how far back TM goes. But
there's a really old commercial for like the first battery powered like AEG for airsoft, and I think it's like the M16 VN, the Vietnam version, and you just see this like Japanese guy going around like just
is it a Japanese commercial?
Yeah, it's a Japanese commercial, but you see like him wrecking house all these people, and like the other people on the team are running away. They run to a corner, and three guys are all pumping their gas guns up as quick as they can,
Really?
and they don't.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's a fun commercial to check out, though.
But yeah, as far as product range goes, I think TM kind of takes the cake over KWA in that respect of their pistols, because they make guns from animes, they make guns, real guns that, a wide product range that, a lot of other gun companies don't really go into. Next topic, KWA versus Token Marui. Upgradability.
That's the thing that I think TM may win on, because as far as upgrading this gun, there's not really a whole lot I'm going to do except for like external modification.
There's not a lot you can do, because the only people that make upgrade components, or downgrade components as they call it, is KWA.
Well, the only exception being DangerWorks and the flute valve. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, there aren't as many companies, if any at all.
A lot of it's proprietary for KWA.
They make their own stuff. Throwing that word around with KWA is kind of a misnomer, because a lot of people think that KWA stuff is all proprietary, but it's not. It's not at all.
Really?
A lot of people think their AEGs don't work with anything else. But
that's not completely I'm talking about gas guns right now.
Yeah, but there just isn't an availability out there, and this kind of goes back to, again, Token Marui is one of the older airsoft companies in the world. Everybody and their mother makes TM upgrades for this gun. Garter makes them. Airsoft Surgeon makes them. What is the name of the slide I had on my TM high kappa?
Ferrari.
No. But even though the guns don't come with metal components on them, they can be upgraded too. Now, one of the downsides to that is going to cost a lot of money.
Yes.
But you can get a fantastic gun that looks and functions and feels realistic, and you can tune it. That's kind of the cool thing about Token Marui, is that it is extremely upgradable because of the availability of parts and the wide range of them out there. You can really get whatever you want out of your pistol.
I will say that was one of the things that was shocking to me about the 226, the SIG that I got.
Shooter's Design! That was the name of my slide. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, your 226 was done up.
It was done up, but that was like the most expensive pistol I ever bought. It was like $330, and you've got more expensive pistols. But yeah, you're right. I was able to change the entire body into a metal body. I was able to get a high flow valve. I could have done a few other things, but yeah, right when I got all that stuff done, when I fired it, I was like, wow, this is the closest I've come to ever firing a real gun without firing the real 226 at that same day.
Yeah.
That I could get. So I was really impressed with it, and yeah, there's definitely not as much upward momentum for these KWA guns except for externally. So
yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But
no.
If you're the type of player that wants to tinker with and likes tuning and upgrading and customizing a gun to make it your own, to make it unique, not like the other guns out there, then TM is definitely the one to go with, because you have the ability to do that. But KWA does engineer their guns to be good to go right out of the box.
Which is, I believe, the next talking point we're going to go on.
Well, I did mention that in my thingamabob, but yeah, that's kind of the key driving force behind KWA guns, is that they want you to be able to buy the gun, take it out of the box, and go on the field and play with it, and not have any issues. So
and that's exactly why I buy KWA guns, because I don't want to have to fidget with the internals before I go and play with it. I want to literally. I remember when I got the Mark II PTP, the 1911 Mark II, I picked it up from the store. Gassed it up, went over to Texas South and played with it that same night, functioned flawlessly. I was just so amazed with it. I'm so happy with it.
That's not to say you can't do the same thing with a brand new Token Marui. You certainly can.
I'm just more confident in KWA's ability to do that.
I don't know, man.
Personal preference.
TM's been making guns for a long time. They have been.
Yeah, no, they have been.
They have been.
We both own TM.
Yeah, we definitely have. I kind of lament selling my TM Kappa, but...
Every time you bring up the high cap, you're like, oh, why did I sell it?
It was a good gun. It was time to move on, though.
But now you really wish you hadn't.
Not necessarily. I didn't make money. I lost a lot of money because I invested probably over $500 into that gun, and I only got a couple hundred out of it. But
that's embarrassing.
That's what happens, man. Used airsoft guns, they don't. How can I sell a used gun? You can't sell used airsoft guns. You can't even sell new airsoft guns on a secondhand market because they just don't get what they're worth.
Thank you, Airsoft 153. That's a darn good shirt. I highly suggest buying Nerf Kill shirts. Someone,
your Nerf Kill
someone
shirt.
mentioned they bought one of my Nerf Kill shirts. Awesome,
Excellent.
family made.
You know what? Why don't we take this time, Bob, and we can take a little hiatus from Airsoft and discuss the promos that we have going on.
A hiatus?
Yeah, at Airsoft, yeah, because obviously this is the holiday season. We've got a lot of promos going on. It can be hard to keep it all straight. First of all, free stuff. Gene, do you like? Oh, Gene.
You want to answer it?
No, not
Okay,
at all.
good.
Free stuff.
Oh, yeah,
How many
free
of you
stuff.
like free stuff? Bob does. I like free stuff. If you like free stuff, Airsoft GI is the place to shop this year. You get free shipping for over $75 if your order's over $75, if you elect to get free shipping. But we're also giving away free t-shirts with every order over $75. And that
Cool
is
t-shirts.
really... See, everyone loves free stuff.
Yeah.
That is really easy to do. You know, anything that you buy pretty much is going to be over $75. And if you're not, then find something that's over $75 so that you can buy it and get a free t-shirt, because we're giving away free t-shirts all season long as part of the season to remember. We're also potentially giving away free product if you happen to win one in our seasonal giveaway. So every order you make on Airsoft GI is going to give you a coupon code. Not a coupon code. It's going to give you a passcode. You plug that into our website, and it enters you into a random drawing for some awesome stuff. So, I mean, just last month in October, we gave out 2 H&K 416s.
What?
The ones that we were talking about, yeah, we gave them away to just people that made orders. You don't even need to do anything special. Just make an order, and then you will have the opportunity to win free stuff.
So, like, ostensibly, like, I could go in there, order a bag of BBs, make that order, go put in the code. Let's say I need, like, 5 more bags of BBs, make individual.
Make 5 different orders.
I could do that?
You have 6 chances to win awesome stuff, yeah. And honestly, like, you're going to win probably something anyway. I mean, in addition to having HK 416s on there, we have, like, tactical gear, we have extra bags of BBs. So, you know, obviously you're going to have more of a chance to win the BBs than the 416, but, you know, the chance is still out there.
Well, it's always nice, like, I mean, just to be able to win something you're not expecting. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there have been, I mean, some of the orders that people did win the 416, they did exactly that. They ordered, you know, little stuff, bag of BBs, propane adapter.
Just what they needed
Just
to go
what
out
they
play,
needed,
yeah.
and then boom, surprise, you got a 416. So there's no better place to shop than Airsoft GI this year. We've also got a lot of coupon codes. We got 20% off coupon code that is called Airsoft 2013. So throw that onto your order, you get 20% off. You can't get the free shipping discount with that, but we have a really good opportunity, not just now but forever, to get really cheap expedited shipping, because we've been talking with UPS about setting up a system to get shipping cheaper, and we're passing that savings along to our customers. So depending on where you live and what you order, you could potentially get 3-day select shipping for cheaper than what ground would cost you.
Yeah, so basically if you're living, I think the way you described it was on the other side of the Mississippi, close to the East Coast, it may be more beneficial for you guys out there to get the 3-day select shipping.
Yeah, for sure, because it's going to get there faster than it normally would. So ground shipping from California to, like you said, east of the Mississippi takes between 4 and 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
But if you order 3-day select shipping, it'll get you there in 3 days. Not only that, we'll process your order the same day if you call in and confirm your expedited shipping before 2 p.m. Pacific time.
But you are going to have to pay a little bit extra for that 3-day select, though.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay for the shipping, obviously. But like I said, in some cases, depending on where you live, 3-day select can be cheaper than ground, depending on what you order. So if you're going to use the Airsoft 2013 coupon, you can't get free shipping anyway. You're going to have to pay for shipping regardless. You might as well pay less and get your stuff faster.
Very true.
Yeah.
We also, just in case, we do have the Happy 2013 discount coupon, which is 15% with the free shipping.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're 20% off, no free shipping doesn't seem to add up to as much as you want, you can use the 15%, get the free shipping, and you'll be right as
Yeah.
rain.
If you don't really care when you're going to get your package, then just, you know, go with the 15% off and get the free shipping, because you're going to save a lot of money that way. Additionally, this holiday season, we have lots of doorbusters that are still active, and we're definitely going to be adding more doorbusters around the Christmas time. I think we're going to call them Santa's Sack doorbusters. That gives you a horrible visual reference, doesn't it?
Santa's Sack Busters.
Santa's Sack Busters, yeah. So that's going to be happening around
Who came up
you know,
with that?
the Christmas time.
Was it you? Was it you?
Somebody threw it out there.
It was you.
It wasn't.
It was totally you.
It may have been me. I don't remember exactly who it is, but you know, we're going to be giving, not really giving away, but practically giving away super good discounts on some awesome guns. Mystery boxes, obviously a lot of you already brought it up. We're going to be having a mystery box on December 1st, which is this Saturday. So you're not going to want to miss out on that. In fact, a lot of the guns in the mystery boxes are really awesome, and actually it really goes in line with what we were talking about, because a lot of the guns in the mystery boxes are KWA gas blowback pistols. and I don't have a list in front of me of what's going to be in it, but I took a picture of it for Instagram earlier today. Yeah, so what you can expect to see in the December 1st mystery box is a KWA USP, the KWA Tokarev, the KWA 1911s, KWA Mark 11, M11 submachine gun, the KWA M9 Tactical.
M11's a great gun.
The KWA MP7. It looks like we got the KWA
That's an
USP Tactical. There's an MP7 up there.
No, I know, but there's also an MP9.
Yeah, there's also the KWA MP9. There's also going to be a lot of WE and SOCOM gear, gas blowback pistols in there. Also, the big hit on this mystery box coming up on December 1st is the Polar Star PR-15.
Oh, snap!
$650 gun that
Oh.
you can get for only, I think the mystery box is going to go for sale for like $140
Oh, wow.
or something like that. So you could make out big with that
Wow.
mystery box purchase. So be ready this December 1st, which is this coming Saturday, for that gas blowback or gas gun mystery box that's going to be going live.
Huh.
So we covered the mystery boxes, door busters, Santa sack busters, coupon codes, the free stuff if you like free stuff.
Should I? I don't know if we went into full detail on the clean canteen thingy.
Okay, clean canteens. We have these products on our website. This is a clean canteen Airsoft GI water bottle.
Ooh,
It's got a really
cool
cool
stuff.
logo on it. And inside one of these is kind of like a Willy Wonka's golden ticket
If
thing.
it was gold.
If it was golden. But basically, you buy one of these for like $16. If you happen to get the redemption certificate for the HK45, made by KWA, gas blowback pistol,
Very good gun.
you basically won a $140 gun for $16.
Mhm. And you get a free water carrier out of it. Well, it's not free. You got to pay for it.
You pay for the water carrier. Basically, I mean, totality of investment. You invested $16 and got a water bottle and a gas blowback pistol.
Yeah, that's if you get it. So we
Yeah.
also have, just to be clear, I believe we have red ones on our website, but the only one with the redemption package in
Is
it
the stainless steel
The
ones.
stainless steel one. So,
Exactly.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to cover all of our promos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, one thing that I feel like people often look over is the fact that you have these coupon codes like the 20% off, no free shipping, the 15% off with free shipping, but a lot of people I feel like always forget about the 2% rewards back.
Yeah, so if you're not aware, you should be. It's part of the savings trifecta, something that we've had forever. Every dollar you spend on Airsoft GI, you get 2% back in rewards to use towards a future purchase. So get on that. They add up. You get to utilize them in $5 increments, and so every $250 you spend, you can use a $5 towards your next one. But over a period of time, if you're a dedicated Airsoft GI shopper and you spend a lot of money with us, you could potentially just have all redemption points and make it. We've had people make entire orders, hundreds of dollars worth of stuff that they just got for free because they used coupon codes.
Well, the one
Not coupon codes, the redemption
2% rewards,
codes.
yeah. The one thing I was going to mention is if, let's say you have like a parent or a friend that is going to buy you something, it might be in your best interest to say like, hey, if you are going to get this thing for me,
Buy it on
let
my
me
account.
Yeah, let me give you my account information so that you can purchase on my account, and all the rewards, the 2% rewards that you're going to spend anyway for a gift for yourself, will accumulate to my account. So it's like 2 Christmas gifts or 2 Hanukkah gifts. It's
No, definitely. I mean, over time, it's feasible completely to spend $1,000.
God,
So 2% of that,
$200.
no, that's 20%.
No, it's
Yeah,
$20.
$20. $20. That's a bag of BBs or 2 or an extra magazine for free. Absolutely. So, like I said, people have made hundreds of dollars of orders worth on our website just based off of coupon redemption. Not redemption, what is it called? Reward points.
Good recover.
Yeah, reward points. So it's definitely within your best interest to get on that right away.
Yes. Now the only way you don't get reward points is if you make a guest account. You basically just take the guest account, purchase something, you're out of there.
Yeah.
Then you don't get the rewards. So
Yeah, the guest account. Yeah, it's just like that. It doesn't add up. We don't calculate guest accounts.
So other things to talk about.
Well, we have listed a little bit about the affordable tactical gear that's now available. I think we'll
We've
save
got about
that for
5
next
minutes
time.
left.
Yeah, why don't we just wrap up with another
Q&A?
Q&A session? Yeah.
All right.
If anybody has any questions, we will be answering them for the next 5 minutes.
Woo!
What is your question? Oh my God.
Bomber and Tim are like the Bartles and James of Airsoft. Why does it sound familiar? Bartles and James. Huh. For sure. What are you doing?
Whoa.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
I broke it.
You broke it.
These guys.
What are you doing?
Tim, Bob, I'm going to be using $700 plus new website. How much can I save? We have a savings calculator that does that work for us. So just go ahead and put everything you need in your shopping cart and click on the savings calculator, and then
Well, 20% of $700 is $140.
$140, yeah.
So you're going to save at least $140 right off the back. Then you're going to get 2% rewards back. So that's going to be about.
It's on your subtotal too.
Yeah.
So it's not on the total you pay for, which is actually kind of ridiculous, but it's really awesome if you're
Okay.
a customer of ours. So 2% of 700 is what, $14?
Okay, Foxtrot Mitch HD. There's your shout out. Okay? There you go. Okay. Where can he check his rewards?
It's on your accounts on the Airsoft GI.
Yeah, so basically log into your account and it should show you.
We've got a lot of chatters.
Bob, did I ever use the Nerf hatchet? Absolutely. Not going to slam the table. And yes, I have.
Nice one, Bob.
Yeah, thank you. And I believe if you go to our gameplay section and check out boarding operations or boarding operations part 2, I believe I have a couple tomahawk kills in there and one attempted tomahawk kill that goes horribly awry. I've also used the tomahawk to shush someone to death.
I like that one the best.
Me too.
That one is at Inside Interactive.
Yes, I came up behind a former coworker of ours and basically put the tomahawk to his neck and was like shh, 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 and just slowly laid him down on the ground. That's on our What is Airsoft video, I believe, as well. But yeah, very good weapon. You can actually throw them about 15 to 25 feet before they start wobbling and they basically lose all aim and direction. So.
Isn't there a way? I thought you like modified it, added some weight to it.
Yeah,
so
you know, I'd taped some quarters onto them, and then in the end, I actually taped some Sacagawea dollars, and then thought I used it, and it was more functional.
$5.
No, it's $2. But the thing is, after a while, I actually ended up taking the duct tape off and using the Sacagawea dollars for something. I was like, oh, this is money.
I need money, yeah. Why don't you like lead or something not valuable that's heavy? You should just tape that on there.
Well, I didn't want to buy another tomahawk. They're like $15 now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Didn't you say like Nerf like discontinued the axe or something like that? Did they actually do that?
Yeah.
Damn, you need to get on that, Bob.
I'm
Make
having
your
a-
own axe.
I'm having a problem finding just a manufacturer for it. So.
China. They make everything.
I have actually, I did talk to Kurt about finding Nerf's factory in China. He's like, yeah, but we'll totally find their factory and just underbid them. I was like, oh, great.
Nice.
But they buy in bulk.
Well, you can buy in bulk, like 5 or 10. Do you guys prefer semi or full auto? Full auto all the way. I just love just. That's why I like high caps, because I just love shooting BBs down range. Like, what fun is airsoft if you don't get to freaking shoot?
This guy. Full auto is fun, I will say, but it was actually incredibly fun to go down to ITS in San Diego, their STOPS event, Integrity Tactical Solutions, and play semi-only all day because that's, basically it's a hyper-realistic training facility, and people don't like breach buildings on full auto and just go. They're using semi-automatic weapons, or at least semi-auto. And so everyone was on semi-auto that day, and I had one heck of a good time. Even being on semi, it was great. It felt so realistic as far as I can comprehend. But yeah, I mean,
I guess I'm just not a hyper-realistic airsofter, because I would much rather just lay into someone.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if I had 8 MP9 mags, and I could go full auto all the time without having to worry about running out of mags. But generally, I run with 3 to 4 MP9 mags, so I'll go full auto maybe half the time, semi the regular. Oh,
the Raffle.
ooh,
Okay, I'll go get the stuff.
Okay.
This is gonna have to be brief. All right, why don't you let people know what raffle we're talking about? Because
What raffle are we talking about,
the
Tim?
one that we did not do during Black Friday.
All right, so ladies and germs, this is the raffle that we did not do during Black Friday.
Okay, basically we were selling these raffle tickets on.
That is some awesome kit.
Yeah, we were selling these raffle tickets on sales floor at the Black Friday sale, and we decided to extend it a couple days so that we could do the drawing here on the live show. So we didn't do the drawing the day of the raffle. You don't have to be present to win, but we're just gonna do it on the live show and see how it goes.
Well, if y'all aren't aware, I mean, these are some pretty well set up rigs. I mean, this is obviously a Condor setup. It's a multicam rig. You've already got a dump pouch. You've already got a hydration carrier, a tactical mesh cap. One of my favorites is this pistol holster. Yeah, this is made for a pistol holster or for a pistol with a light. So that's going to give you a really good retention system for your sidearm. And you get definitely 3 mags with a bunch of retention. and pistol, at least pouches, and God, bungee lanyard. This is a really good setup.
Yeah, so let me clarify. The raffle tickets were $25 a piece. We have these two rigs, which is an ATAC setup and a multicam setup. Each of these rigs are in the neighborhood with all the pouches and stuff on them, about between $200 and $300. So you have the opportunity to come up really big if your name gets drawn. And so we sold the tickets for $25. We also have 3 really customized guns that we're going to be raffling off after this. So we've got some prizes, but why don't you go ahead and draw the first ticket?
This is for the multicam?
Oh yeah, we have to declare the prize first. Yeah, we'll do the multicam first. Any day, Bob. Any day. Just one ticket. So just to clarify, everyone, these tickets were purchased at our Black Friday sale, so unless you were at the sale and you bought one of these, it's not like one of the things we were drawing from the audience. Bob, pick a ticket, please.
I had it. I was just
Jeebus.
wasting time. All right, so the lucky winner is 355.
No.
Okay,
Read the name off.
all right. Alex Carter.
Ooh, Alex Carter has a multicam chest rig or plate carrier setup coming his way. All right, we're gonna draw for the ATACs now. Don't lose that. Thank you.
Okay then. All right, pull this off to the side for Alex. And right here.
We have the ATACs rig now.
And boom. This one goes to Joseph Villalobos.
All right, congratulations, Joseph. You have an ATACs rig coming your way.
Wow, that's a pretty sweet setup.
Okay,
too.
Ross, can you hand us one of those guns, s'il vous plaît?
That was German for hurry up.
No, not that one.
No.
The ones over there.
This one?
Yeah.
Such
That would have been embarrassing.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, just any one of those. Just one. Okay, so we have. Actually, hand me the one in the gun bag first. Sorry, I should be more specific. My bad. Alright, so we've given away about $600 worth of gear. All that stuff was very generously donated by Condor, by the way. Huge supporters of GITV. We can't say enough good things about those guys. They make some terrific equipment, and they are really good to do business with as well.
One thing I'd actually like to mention about Condor before we get into this is the fact that a lot of people out there believe that Condor is just low rent airsoft gear, which the reality of the matter is the fact that Condor, like airsoft, is less than, I believe, 30% or 20% of their
Less than 20% of
less
the
than
business.
20% of their business. So all the rest of their business goes to law enforcement, military units, and other private military organizations. So, I mean, real people do use their gear. And in fact, I actually got a call from a fellow in, I believe, the 10th Mountain, who is shipping out. He's a designated marksman and wants some Condor M14 pouches to take with him to Afghanistan. So definitely real military folks use them, and I highly suggest them for...
Because it works.
It works, and it's affordable.
Okay. We have in front of us the SOCOM Gear Full Metal VTAC M4 13-inch RIS AEG airsoft gun.
Wait, say that a little slower.
SOCOM Gear Full Metal VTAC M4 13-inch RIS AEG airsoft gun.
Woo!
So we have upgrades on this thing. Is a Magic Box M16 cylinder, Magic Box piston, Magic Box M120 spring, Viper, Venom Tech Mock suppressor, Prometheus ASH barrel 509mm, Tinley GT 35,000 motor, and this thing is R-hopped. So this thing is made for accuracy and range. Shoots between 440 and 450 FPS at 18 to 20 BBs per second. So this thing is tricked out.
Now, one thing I'd like to mention before we raffle this off is the fact that this rail setup, you can actually unscrew these and attach them anywhere where there's an oval-shaped, I guess, opening right here. So this is going to allow this rail setup to be completely modular. You can move these rails around wherever you can on this rail setup. You can even get a canted mount like we have on Frank's custom gun back here.
Just to clarify before we go any further, the optic is not included with that, but the barrel extension is.
Okay.
And this gun retails, if you add up everything on here, $700. So
Ooh.
this is a $25 raffle ticket. So whoever's going to win this is going to make some serious money on that.
Yeah. God dang, this gun.
Any day, Bob. Any day, Bob.
Well, I like this guy's name.
What is it?
Robert Diaz.
Ooh, another Bob. Robert Diaz, congratulations. You
Double Bob
have
Day.
A $700 gun coming your way.
Lucky duckling. You should separate
So,
that.
I am separating it.
Did you make a mark on who's who?
Multicam, ATEX, 13 inch.
What if you sneeze and all that goes away?
I'm not gonna sneeze. Problem solved. Ross, next gun.
Okay.
You want the ICS or
Doesn't matter, either one. Put that down, Bob, before
I'm
you hurt
so
yourself.
jealous. I know.
Alright, so for all of you M4 haters out there, that is the only M4 based gun that we'll be raffling off today. This is a Galil,
Oh, snap.
made by ICS. Here you go, Bob.
Oh, I like Galils. I actually got to use a Galil, not this one. Tim versus Bob, Tim and Bob, Storm the Midwest. Very fun guns.
Okay, so build on this Galil. We have Magic Box spring, Magic Box air nozzle, Magic Box cylinder head, Airsoft GI POM piston, modified piston head, Tinley GT 40,000 motor, Airsoft GI 6.03 millimeter tight bore barrel. This is the ICS Full Metal Real Wood Galil ARM AEG airsoft gun. Total price for everything on this thing is $610. So, man, the next time we have a raffle, you better
Someone fell out.
participate.
This one fell out.
Oh, nice. Good job.
Now, just to go over this really quickly, like, I mean, externally, there's not a whole lot changed on this. It's a flawless looking
It's
gun.
all internal.
But yeah, they really souped up the internals. on
Top
this.
quality internals.
Yeah.
Magic Box part, Airsoft GI parts,
Yeah.
Tinley motor. $610 gun for $25 investment.
It won't take forever.
Holy smokes.
You gotta be kidding me.
Not kidding at all. Who's the winner, Bob?
Bob? Double Bob Day. Robert Diaz again.
Robert
Wow.
Diaz has just came up sick. How many tickets did Robert Diaz purchase? This guy is smart.
Yeah.
He purchased three
Tickets, and two of them got
Two
pulled.
of them got pulled. So Robert Diaz,
Wow.
not only did Robert Diaz win the
Dang.
SOCOM Gear VTAC 13-inch wrist, he also won the ICS Galil ARM. So you're looking at $1,310 for a $50 investment, well, for a $75 investment. It's a something
That's really lucky.
If this guy wins the third gun, I'm gonna.
That's not fair.
Well, it's that's
yeah, I guess.
the luck of the draw, man. That's how it goes. So Robert Diaz, congratulations,
Coming
man.
up in the world.
This is why you need to participate in the Airsoft GI raffles, man. A lot of people were telling us that, oh, it's too expensive, blah, 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 blah. Dude, look at this guy. $75 invested, he came up with $1,300. That is ridiculous. Okay, Ross,
he's
if you
watching.
please. I hope he is watching too, man. These raffles were at... Thank you.
Oh yeah.
These raffles tickets were for sale at our Black Friday sale. So, you know, I know a lot of you don't live in California, but you need to get to our Black Friday sale. I've been talking to some of the people, not at this Black Friday, but at previous Black Fridays. We've had people come from Michigan,
Yeah.
flew all the way to Michigan, and we've had people travel and drive from Washington and Oregon to be at our Black Friday sale. You need to be at our Black Friday sales.
Do you remember that guy who came from Sweden?
Oh, Ricard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricard came all the way to America just to... Was it for the Black Friday sale or just a
He
regular
actually
day at our
came
store?
he came to visit Airsoft GI and he just happened to be there around the same time. So.
Okay, well there you go. I mean, people come from all over the world to be at our Black Friday sale. You gotta do it. Okay, so Bob, this is the last gun that we will be raffling off today.
Now this is surprisingly light.
This is the G&G RK104 Evo AEG. Now, this has Siege Tech Cyclone balanced gears, $100 gear set, $100+ gear set.
Damn.
Magic Box full cylinder, Magic Box version 3 cylinder head, Bravo Extreme piston, Magic Box double O-ring piston head, Garter SP 150 spring. What? Is that right? That's got to be a typo. 150 spring is not. That is way too stiff for that. Magic Box 6mm bushings, Tinley GT 40,000 motor, Magic Box low resistance wiring, Mad Bull 6.03 tight bore barrel. This thing is made to shoot really fast. This thing is
Yeah.
listed at 40 BBs per second.
What?
Yeah, that must be using an 11
Damn.
battery. But everything with this gun is $680. All for $25 tickets. Oh, and it comes with a Beta Project Magpul AK magazine, so it looks uber nice. Definitely, I should pull this one, Bob. You may pull another Robert out of here. Somebody's gonna think
It would be
great.
my honor.
Alright. Can Robert Diaz go for... Wow. Control yourself. Can Robert Diaz go for a
Three for
in a
three.
row? That'd be crazy.
Oh man.
All right.
There's only one other person that bought 3 tickets.
Yeah,
Everyone else
I
bought
like
1
it.
or 2.
Yeah, we got 2 people that bought 3 tickets, a couple people that bought 2, but most people just bought 1 ticket,
Yeah.
which is really too bad because come up really 355-681. Shane Sass.
That's one heck of a good name.
All right. So
Sass.
Robert Diaz went 2 for 3, not bad, but either way, I mean, we just gave away a lot of guns.
Yeah.
For not a lot of money. So, I mean, I really want to thank everyone for watching this episode in particular. I really want to thank everyone who participated in a raffle. Really need to thank Condor for donating very generously those 2 rigs that are in the neighborhood of between $200 and $300.
Yeah.
But we really should be going.
I guess so.
Thanks for joining us on Blog TV. We will catch you guys next week.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.